Ah, ah, Glee. What's up, everybody? Welcome to my Monday Night Raw review. Live again, back, go home show for the Great Balls of Fire pay-per-view. And as they were live from Phoenix, Arizona, pretty much a lot of hype for the go home show tomorrow night. Well, the go home show tonight, but for Sunday's pay-per-view. And we kicked off the show a little bit different this time with Enzo Amore. Enzo came out and he cut this promo, and he talked about all the bad stuff that's happened over the past year, being knocked unconscious at the Payback pay-per-view, which I was there live. Him getting beat up in hotel rooms, being naked in front of a hallway in sensitivity training, getting beat up, just getting thrown off ladders, going through tables, everything. And he says, "Why you had my back, but over 5 years, all you did, well, pretty much cast, sat there and watched, and you didn't do nothing. I'm a silver-tongued guy with a heart of gold," he says. But every week he kept getting up after his beatings. Every beating he took, he got back up. And he says, "You and Conor McGregor, that's the worst that could happen to me. Come after me, he'll just get back up," he says. And he says, "I've been here a long, long time. He's one of the toughest guys here." And, he said, for every kid that wears a certified G-shirt or dances like him, puts food on his table, every time he gets knocked down, he said it's like getting knocked down and get back up. And he says, "You dug the hole so deep," he said, "you dug a hole so deep that, he's going to go straight to the top now. And, these holes are going to be more taller than 7 feet. And, pretty much says, Cass, he says he had nothing to do with the 7-foot catchphrase. I wrote all of that," he says. "And when the next merchandise checks come in the next, quarter, you're going to have 0 times." And then the last thing he said was kind of weird. He said, "Casshole. You better make a shirt that says Casshole," which the crowd didn't really understand. But then he picked the mic back up again and says he wasn't finished. And he says, "We were like brothers and everything. You was my ride or die. When you hit me in the face with your boot, it's like CPR. You brought new life back into me," he says. "I got my Tupac bandana on and my gangster tear and stuff." And he says, "All eyes are on me." And stuff. And he pretty much went back up the ramp to his cast, pretty much stood by the monitor, and he says he's never heard someone talk so long without saying anything. And because this Sunday will be Big Cass versus Enzo. And, this Sunday, Enzo won't be walking at all. And as he kept talking, Enzo pretty much came from behind and started punching him really fast. They tried to jump him, but referees and producers pretty much came out and broke both of them up. So Enzo did what he did to try and stop Cass. But most likely I see Cass beating the living crap out of him this Sunday at the pay-per-view. Next was Sasha Banks and Bayley, which I'm surprised Bayley's even on TV right now, going against Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax. Bayley was taken out of the match early thanks to Nia Jax knocking off the rope, and I don't know if it's an injury angle now or something, but they carried it to the back. But I don't know. Bayley, it's hard to even talk about Bayley nowadays. Like, after what I've seen in the past, almost, month when I want to look at it, they have buried Bayley. Okay, this is his character assassination at some point. I don't know how you can come back from this, but they have literally murdered Bayley. I don't even know what to say about what they've done to her. It's insane. I thought last week was already ridiculous with just her losing like 3 minutes, but this is getting bad, like really horrible. But I think the damage has just been already done. I don't really know you can recover from this. Sasha pretty much won the match on her own by hitting the bank statement on Alexa Bliss. She tapped out. Looking at that, I feel like Bliss will retain just because of even Steven booking when you look at it. So we'll see how that goes. Kurt Angle was in the back talking on his phone, and Braun Strowman says he wanted Roman Reigns, but now he says he wanted competition. He told Kurt Angle, "You better find some competition tonight." Cedric Alexander versus Noam Dar for the 1500th time. Who cares? I don't care. I've gotten to this point, even now when people say cruiserweights, I just want to say fuck the cruiserweights. Because I don't even know how long this has gone on. It's just been going on since 205 Live began. They continue to fight over Alicia Fox. Cedric Alexander won, who cares? And God, dude, just screw 205 Live. I've said this many times. Just screw that show. Just don't watch it. I gave up on it months ago. Gave up. Just don't watch it. All right. I like Neville and guys like Aries and a few guys, but the whole division is just unwatchable. And matches like that make it very, very unwatchable. So it's horrible. Miz came out from Miz TV with his Miztourage, and they pretty much buried the entire whole LeVar Ball segment thing, his kids, and, you know, he's going to be a bust in the NBA now, and they talk about Steve Nash, and, you know, talk about the big baller brand. But then they kind of went to almost like a shoot mode here about Dean Ambrose. You know, Dean Ambrose will be the next Roddy Piper. He's supposed to be the main eventer, but now he's Wacky Dean Ambrose, which I've said for a while. Wackadoo Dean, or others, a lot of people have said Wacky Dean. He was supposed to be this main eventer, but he's become a joke comedy guy, the comedy stylings of Dean Ambrose, and he cannot handle success. Even though we've heard this many times, something is almost like a shoot in a way, but I've heard this for a few months now when I think about Dean Ambrose. And that Dean Ambrose caved under pressure when he was the top dog. This man was the main eventer, but now he's a joke. But as Ambrose came out, he said that Miz was a joke and your whole segment was a train last week. And you got your bodyguards and whatever. But he said, that's not going to stop me from whipping your ass again in the Intercontinental title rematch. Heath Slater and Rhino came out then. As Slater said, I got kids and I've been here for 8 years and I haven't even had a title shot yet. Anything lately. And, you know, Ambrose says, hey, I get you got kids, I know you want a shot, wait in line, it's my turn. But Miz pretty much says, you'll get your rematch when I said you do. But he says, I have a 4th of July party to go to until Kurt Angle came out. The sucks chants happened, which is always cool to see. And Miz says, I'm not doing this, why don't you go talk to Corey Graves about your problems? And pretty much Kurt Angle told him to watch his mouth, and he says, you know what, you are going to be defending your Intercontinental title against both of them at Dean Ambrose this Sunday at the pay-per-view. And Heath Slater right now, which Miz wrestled in a suit. Well, he took most of his suit off and wrestled in his dress clothes, and pretty much Axel and Bo Dallas got involved, and Slater got hit with the skull crushing finale, won the match. Miz, parents Dean Ambrose tried to come out and attack him, but they beat up Dean Ambrose then, and pretty much it was skull crushing finale. The promo was alright, I'll give it that. I guess they wanted to bury the whole, you know, LeVar Ball segment and thing. I know people said Vince and Dunn got really pissed in the back of this whole thing. But hey, this is what happens when you give us bullshit and put it on TV. This is your result. I heard Kevin Dunn was very furious, but hey, fuck Kevin Dunn. And I'm sure if Jim Cornette hears this, I'm sure he'll have a great time laughing at him being furious in the back. So I think that's pretty funny when I look at it. But I thought that was still funny. He says, beat that nigga ass! Beat that nigga ass! Which is still funny to me though. But moving on through this whole segment, they had one thing is Titus O'Neil telling Apollo Crews that Strowman's looking for competition, and you could be the guy that Crews says he just had a daughter. He just had a son about a few months ago. He had another kid, and Titus says, you know, I bet your kid wants to grow up wondering how Crews beat Strowman. They just said Crews can't lose. They started singing Goldust, Let the Games Begin, Saw 2004. Talk about his latest masterpiece. As he thanked the little people and Truth. He played a film-like type of thing from last week of him beating up our Truth. And after it ended, Truth was standing with popcorn in the back and threw it at him. And he started jumping him until he threw Goldust into the turnbuckle and he got out of there. I guess they'll have a match finally this Sunday, not like Monday where it's just throwing camera guys around. So, yeah. Kurt Angle made a 30-minute Iron Man match for Sheamus and Cesaro at Sheamus and Cesaro going against the Hardys at the pay-per-view this Sunday. But Cesaro says, I want to face Finn Balor tonight, so that was going to go down. Mr. 2K18 himself, video game WWE, Seth Rollins against Kurt Hawkins again, which is at least was a squash match this time. Pretty much hit him with a super kick and then his little Rainmaker knee move, almost like Okada's. And we're going to get into that in a second. But he did a little Rainmaker knee move and won the match. Rollins pretty much then got on the mic and told, said, Bray Wyatt, you think you're everywhere, and he wants to fight you and stuff. He wants to fight Bray Wyatt, and he says he's gonna need a little cleansing at the pay-per-view. It's not gonna be my soul, but it's gonna be a mystique when he proves that Bray Wyatt is not a god and that he's not a man, he's a coward, and dropped the mic, which kind of felt very flat for his promo. It didn't really, crowd didn't really get into it. Michael Cole was about to do an interview with both Samoa Joe and Brock Lesnar as they sat backstage, and Joe said, we're not here to answer any questions, and he said you only have questions for Lesnar and his advocate. Joe pretty much started as him, how does it feel when you get choked out, pretty much him and Lesnar and stuff. But Lesnar says, hey, you're fighting me, you're not fighting Heyman, Joe. As Lesnar says, I'm the champ and you're not, and he's going to walk in as champ. It's, Brock Lesnar, he sat there calm, cocky, and says, you know what, I'm here, I'm going to be champ, I'm going to walk out champ, you get nothing. And Samoa Joe started yelling, saying that, Lesnar done nothing. He yelled at him multiple times. And, you guys just messing around, you sit there all smug, and you're far somewhere in the building and everything. But Lesnar pretty much tried to Joe, so you're trying to get under my skin, and I was like that before, but, I've beaten The Rock, John Cena, Triple H, and Samoa Joe says, I've been choking out people for over the best people over 20 years. Daniel Bryan, AJ Styles, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Kurt Angle. I'm not even going to name other names, but I'm sure people are going to say someone else to be like Kurt Angle or Sting or this. But Samoa Joe said he's been choking out people for the past 20 years as Lesnar and Heyman pretty much started laughing and rolling their eyes and stuff, looking at him like he's crazy. And Joe says, we do this face to face. Screw this interview. Come on, let's do this man to man, face to face. Let's go. As Brock Lesnar says, come find me, Joe. As Brock and Paul pretty much sat very calmly and just said, I think he's coming after you. As Samoa Joe continued to scream and yell and said, come on, Brock, let's go, Brock. He found the door to get to him, but all the security and producers stopped him, including Kurt Angle, and held him back as he tried to go through security. And pretty much Brock Lesnar says, come on, Joe, come on. And Joe just yelled at him and yelled at him and said, I'm going to put you down. I'm going to take you out. Which this whole promo was just Samoa Joe yelling, and I've heard many Samoa Joe yelling promos throughout many years for a very long time with Samoa Joe. I think people like it better when he does his little calm, cool, psychopath type of Joe, when he's like just talking very calmly, but still will choke you out. This was pretty much pissed off Joe, but he's pretty much making it clear he's going to knock the smile off Brock Lesnar's face and prove him who's really cocky around here, and that he's not playing any type of games against him. Brock Lesnar pretty much was cool this time, and he just sat there very calmly and cocky, kind of confident, like, I'm going to take you out on Sunday, and that's it. So at least they hyped this match to be really good. Do I think Samoa Joe will win this Sunday? I'm not really sure, and I don't really think he will in a way, but I think he'll put up a great fight. I'll say that. Hopefully, it's just not another Brock Lesnar 300 suplexes in F5 and it's over. So we'll see through this, but it was more bloodthirsty yell at Samoa Joe tonight. Neville went against Mustafa Ali, which actually had a really good match, but the crowd does not care in a way. I don't even know where Tozawa was. He was facing this Sunday, but they had pretty much a good match out there, him and Mustafa Ali. They hit the rings of Saturn, but Cruiserweights just ain't over. Bray Wyatt, look here, man. He was in the desert instead of a dark closet, maybe JoJo's. And he was in the Phoenix, Arizona sun. Talk about the sun was merciless, man. Look here, man. You stiss, man. I give you the gift of independence. And the world is, all black and white and everything. You're going to bow to light and stuff. And it's about burning raw in 100 days ago with fire. And, he said friends have become sworn enemies. Brotherhoods have cracked dry in the barren wasteland. He said the beasts have been reduced to mortals gasping for air. Which, here's the problem with this promo. Bray Wyatt was barely talking about Seth Rollins. He talked about the Samoa Joe choking out Brock Lesnar thing and friends like Enzo and Cass turning on each other and stuff. And he pretty much said, you know, that's why he's Bray Wyatt. I made all this happen. And Seth Rollins, yes, if Seth Rollins could hear me, can you hear me? Seth, can you hear me? You look at the eyes of a god, and that Seth will burn and he will go blind. So it's like Bray Wyatt was talking about other people in this promo. It should have just been focusing on Seth. He only said Seth like maybe 2 times. The reference he was putting up was Samoa Joe and Brock Lesnar and Enzo and Cass. So it's not like he was even focused on the point of this whole promo. But then again, Bray Wyatt, except from a dark room this time, it's just from the Phoenix, Arizona sun with cactuses and desert. So Bray Wyatt is standing doing his little promo going against Seth Rollins. He will lose this Sunday. Okay, Bray Wyatt will lose. If they continue this feud, I would be surprised. But Mr. 2K18 video game cover guy right there will beat Bray Wyatt just because. All right, Bray Wyatt. It's just hard to really care about that guy. It's the same old promos, man. Why you lying, man? You's a liar. We coming for you, man. That's the thing, man. Man. I got you, man. You's a liar. Moving on, Charlie Caruso asked Alexa Bliss what's going to happen this Sunday about foreshadowing, and Bliss says, you know, she gave Sasha false insecurity, but Caruso didn't think that it happened since she tapped out there, and then she walked off. Finn Balor and Williams Cesaro, which was a really good match. Actually a really great match also. They're really 2 guys that work well together. I thought it was a really good match. Elias Sampson came out to get involved in as the Hardys are on commentary. The Hardys came out to help Finn Balor as they hit pretty much everybody starting their finish moves and twisted fates into world kicks. Finn did his little swan dive from out the ring. He pretty much shotgun kicked Cesaro into the barricade, threw him back in the ring, and hit him with the coup de grace for the win. So it was actually a really good thing setting up for the tag title match on Sunday with the Hardys and Shane Cesaro, and most likely Finn Balor versus Elias Sampson. An ambulance pulled in every time they hear sirens like Scott Steiner, but Braun Strowman came out and he wanted competition, and there's nothing he likes more in life than hurting Roman Reigns, but he's too stubborn to stay down, so he wanted to see who was going to come out. Then, and since he wasn't here, he told Angle since competition. Titus O'Neil says, you know, Strowman's a big man with a plan, but he's going to get punched in the mouth. He says Crew's going to take care of you. Braun Strowman pretty much killed Apollo Crews throughout this whole match. Apollo Crews did what he did to fight through, but Strowman got him and hit him with 3 running power slams and got the win. And his Titus stopped Strowman and hit him with another one. Titus got in and started punching him, but Strowman hit him with another power slam, and then he picked up Apollo Crews, threw him in the back of the ambulance, hit the thing for it to leave, but he hit it 3 times since it didn't leave, and every time the Siren Scott Steiner thing went off, he slapped it and he went to the door and opened it. Pretty much, you know, Roman Reigns comes in and starts punching him all over the place, and Strowman threw him around, man. He threw him on top of the stage, and when Roman pretty much got him, was it a Superman punch, he went in and speared him off the stage into some tables. He got back up, but then Strowman got back up too. So we don't know how this will go this Sunday, but we'll have to see. Was this a better go home show? Yes, but to be honest, the real wrestling shows this weekend, and to what I've seen in the past 2-3 days, made Raw look like amateurs. Number 1, I have to see part 2. I'm not done with night 2 for the G1 USA thing for New Japan Pro Wrestling. But I'll say this right here: New Japan Pro Wrestling was on a killer this weekend. Even TNA Slammiversary was on a killer this weekend. I know they get a lot of flack, but they put on a really great pay-per-view last night. And New Japan was just awesome, from the U.S. title tournament to Cody versus Okada, Kenny Omega versus Michael Elgin, Jay Lethal, a lot of guys, Bullet Club, Slammiversary, I thought was really great. Tag team match, Lashley and El Patron. To be honest, I saw better wrestling out this weekend than wasn't WWE good, because we always know Raw is just going to be trash on a 9-10 majority basis. That we're just used to being trash. You got to find something else to watch. So, yeah, I thought TNA Slammiversary and New Japan Pro Wrestling G1 USA thing was great. I got to finish up part 2 to it, and I'm really going to get into that. Maybe do a review of part 2. But hey, check out my live reaction for both shows. I thought it was a really great thing. You want to see some really great wrestling shows? Go watch the New Japan and go watch Impact. Alright, those are some really great pay-per-views this weekend, or whatever you want to call them. Fight TV, Access, New Japan World. Hey, watch it on there, YouTube. I don't care where you watch it. Check out those shows. If you want to see some great shit, watch that. Alright? I enjoyed that usually better than I enjoyed Raw, and it didn't make me go to sleep most of the time with Monday Night Raw. Was Raw somewhat better tonight? In a way, yes. It's not, but then again, for every 1 or 2 Raw shows, like 300 other bad ones, then that it's crappy, and they wonder why the ratings keep going down. So, yeah. But that's my Monday Night Raw review. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Comment, subscribe. Check out my reviews and live reaction to the G1 USA for New Japan. And my Teenage Summerversary live reactions review to that also. Really, to be honest, one of the better shows this weekend, if you ask me. Alright? So, that was really something to get into. But I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.